Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all having a really great day so far. Today I wanted to film a video on second trimester symptoms and everything that I'm experiencing in my second trimester. So I never got around to filming a first trimester video because honestly my first trimester was extremely easy. I think that I lucked out extremely compared to some of the stories that I've heard from other moms to be. I didn't really experience too much nausea or anything like that, or even a lot of food aversion. So I think I got really lucky. But let me tell you, as soon as I hit that second trimester, a lot of symptoms started to creep up, especially kind of from the middle to the end of the second trimester. So if you're pregnant or if you're not pregnant, that is, to give you a little bit of a better idea, that is kind of when your belly kind of sort of pops. Like, of course, you know, your bump will go a little bit before that, but really the middle of your second trimester to the end is where your bump really pops. And I think that kind of brings on a lot more symptoms and body adjustments because your body is adapting to all of the changes. So that's definitely when I started noticing most of my symptoms and what I'm currently going through right now. So I wanted to share with you guys what I'm going through in case you are pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant, or even if you're just curious. These are some things that you may experience, you may not experience, but some things that you have to look forward to. I mean, they're not the best things to go through, but it's also kind of exciting because it means that your body is changing and it means that a baby is growing in there. And then at the end of this video, I will show you a bump update because I do plan on doing one of these videos in my third trimester just so you can see a bit of the growth and kind of difference between second and third trimester. Okay, so let's get started. So just to give you a bit of an overview idea. So right now, I am about 27 and a half weeks pregnant. So I am really at the end of that second trimester. Third trimester starts at 28 weeks. So I am almost there. And yeah, so I've kind of written down all of the things that I've experienced. And I do want to say that most of these symptoms started probably at around, I want to say, 18-ish weeks, but they really started getting stronger at around 22, 23 weeks. So keep that in mind. I want to start off with saying kicks and feeling little flutters in my tummy. That I started feeling at probably around 18 weeks. Lots of people told me, I was like, I don't feel anything. I don't feel a little baby boy in there. And they were like, no, you probably do. You just don't know what to look for. A lot of people said just lay down, close your eyes, and just really focus on your stomach, and then you'll feel little, like they called them flutters. So I started paying a lot more attention, and I remember feeling the first one and thinking, oh my gosh, like everything just got way more real, and I feel like the whole pregnancy thing just felt so much more real than it did. Obviously, I knew I was pregnant and all of that, but I don't know, feeling him kick and feeling actual movements was such an incredible experience. And it really makes everything kind of feel like, okay, this is happening. There is a baby in there, which honestly, it's such an incredible feeling. So I started feeling those little kicks at around 18 weeks. To me, I wouldn't explain them as flutters. I kind of explain them as like little bubbles popping in your stomach, kind of. Honestly, it feels like there's something in there poking your stomach. It's hard to explain. It doesn't hurt at all. It just feels like a little like boom, boom, kind of. It's really cool. Over the weeks, the kicks have gotten a lot more stronger. So there are some days I wouldn't really feel them at all. And then I would feel them. Now, if I like touch my tummy and like talk to him, he'll start kicking. So now they definitely happen way more often and I'm way more used to it. And then, yeah, I had my anatomy scan at around 19 weeks. Anatomy scans, I feel like no one tells you this, but anatomy scans are long. So this is where they can look at the baby's sex. They look at sort of all of the health of the baby to make sure that they're developing at a really great rate. And so it was like a 40-minute ultrasound, which is quite long. And then basically my bump popped, I would say at about 23, 24 weeks. Okay, probably 22, 23 weeks. All of a sudden my belly went from like a little bump that was super cute to like probably doubled in size, honestly. And I know that if you're following the baby apps, there is a stage where for a month, the baby actually doubles its size and goes from 1 pound to 2 pounds. So it is a really big growth stage. And I think that that is when you start to really see your stomach pop and when you start to notice maybe some other symptoms that arise. Okay, so for me, I want to start with food aversions. So first trimester, I didn't really have any food aversions except for coffee. I didn't really want coffee, which was weird because I drank coffee like 3 times a day, even decaf. So I didn't really want any coffee. So in the third trimester, or in the second trimester, I definitely have noticed more food aversions now. So I just don't really want a lot of foods. Like there's nothing that makes me go, on something, anything I really crave except for ice cream. I want blizzards all the time, like a soft serve ice cream. That is my jam, and cream in my coffee. And it's kind of weird because I'm lactose intolerant, so I never really drank or ate anything with dairy in it just because it would give me an upset stomach. But that's all I want now. So part of me thinks baby wants calcium, or I don't know, baby daddy, Christian is Polish, so maybe it's like, I don't know, I know they eat like a lot of dairy and cheese. I'm like, this baby's definitely your son because he's craving dairy and stuff. But yeah, ice cream has been the biggest thing. Everything else, like I don't know, I eat it because I'm like, I have to, but I just don't want anything, which has been kind of tough. I also get full way faster. I feel like everyone says, now's the time for you to eat whatever you want and like, you know, you're gonna put on weight anyways, but I can't eat a lot. Like I feel like as soon as I start eating, I get super, super full. And that leads me to my next symptom, which has been the hardest one that I've had to go through, which is my rib pain. So right above my tummy, kind of like right here, about 4 weeks ago, I started experiencing this really intense rib pain. And I've gone to my midwife about it and they've tested me out. Everything's fine. I think really honestly, I've even been to a physiotherapist. Nothing's wrong with my ribs. I think it's honestly just the fact that my belly has grown so fast that it's adjusting to it. So if you see me going like this, it's just because I'm literally like, I have to stretch out my ribs and like rub it a little bit. But whenever I eat too much, or if I get full, or if I drink too much water, you know, my stomach fills up and there's not as much space in there because of baby, and it pushes it up against my ribs. And I have been experiencing pretty intense pain from that, especially in the evening, and then sleeping, that's another symptom because of the rib pain and because of having to obviously go to the washroom in the middle of the night and not being, you know, supposed to sleep on my back. Sleeping has been a real adjustment. I've always been a really great sleeper. As soon as I hit the pillow, I'm asleep all night long, but not lately. It's really hard to get comfortable. You're kind of going from one side to the other, and it's this whole thing switching from one side to another because you have to like lift yourself up gently and like move over. The pregnancy pillow isn't comfy for me, so that's been a whole thing, is the sleeping. And yeah, and I think a big cause of that is because of my rib pain. Okay, lower abdomen. I think it's called pelvic pain, but like right under my belly, that will sometimes I'll have pain as well. And if I get up too fast, or if I'm sitting down or sleeping and I get up, I'll feel a lot of pressure down there. I'm not sure. I've heard that that could be something called Braxton Hicks contractions, which is where your abdomen tightens to kind of get ready for contractions. I don't know if that's it, but I definitely feel some like light pelvic pain. It's nothing too big. It's just kind of like when I get up, I have to slowly be like, okay, and then it goes away. So it's just if I move too quickly, or if I move from one side to the other too quickly, I'll feel pressure and pain down there. So that's been another adjustment. My skin cleared. So at the beginning of pregnancy, I noticed my skin got a lot worse, and I'm already acne prone. So I'm already prone to breaking out, especially in my hormonal area. But I don't know if it's because I'm having a boy and they, you know, I've heard some old wives' tales that boys make your skin clear and glowy. But honestly, within the last like month, my skin has cleared a lot, and I only get like an occasional 1 or 2 spots. But honestly, like my skin has been better than it's been in a really, really long time. So that's been a really, really nice plus. So yeah, I don't know if that's normal. Hopefully it continues after birth as well. Okay, another symptom that I've experienced is sciatica. Haven't experienced it too much. I experienced it once really badly about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then today it started coming back a little bit. But basically what I understand about sciatica is your body's getting inflamed and, you know, holding a lot more water, that it can sometimes pinch nerves. And so for me, the sciatica is in my right leg. And if I put pressure on it, it's just kind of like a pain. And I'm like, oh, and I have to limp for a little bit and then it'll go away. So it'll kind of creep up every once in a while and do a little appearance, but honestly, it's been fine. It hasn't been very, very common. So that may change in the 3rd trimester as I get larger and larger and larger. But yeah, we shall see. And then the last symptom that has been more and more noticeable as the weeks have gone on has been acid reflux. So I experience this mostly at nighttime as I'm laying down. I'll have to sit up a little bit. Even if I like lean over too fast or something, I'll feel the acid reflux, hoping that that means baby boy has hair. I've heard another old wives' tale that if you experience a lot of acid reflux, that means that your baby has lots of hair. So I hope we'll only find out when he comes out. But yeah, acid reflux has not been fun. You know, it's kind of also mixed with nausea. So that's been great. In terms of hunger, haven't really been that hungry. Like I eat in the morning now, and sometimes at like 10 or 10:30 at night, I'll be in bed and my stomach will start grumbling and I'll have to eat something. But throughout the day, honestly, I haven't been more hungry. The only thing I've noticed is that if I don't eat within 3 hours, my stomach will grumble and I'll feel nauseous. So, and then also because I can't eat too much because of my ribs, you know, it's kind of hard to eat a lot at once. So I do make sure that I eat constantly throughout the day, even if I'm just nibbling all day long. But yeah, those have been all my symptoms. I'll give you guys a little bump update so I can, even for me, so I can keep track of what I look like right now at 27.5 weeks. And then I'll do another one of these videos at the end of the 3rd trimester so we can see what the final size of my belly has gotten. Okay, so this is what my bump currently looks like. So yeah, it's honestly mostly at the front here. You can even notice, I've noticed that in the 2nd trimester, another symptom has been, I've been starting to get that line, which is like a hormonal line that moms will get. But yeah, that is my bump. Honestly, like it really popped within the last 4 weeks. It was kind of crazy. I took some befores and afters, and literally within 4 weeks, my stomach doubled in size. And Christian was so happy because he was like, oh my gosh, you finally look pregnant. And I definitely feel a lot more pregnant now. Okay, one other symptom that I totally forgot to mention, fatigue. But I feel like that's the one thing I've experienced throughout this entire pregnancy. So I'm so tired, but now even more, I lose my breath. For my job, I talk a lot, I have to present a lot, train, and I find myself yawning or having to like take moments a lot more. Walking, I'm a lot slower walking because I don't know, it's harder to move and I just lose my breath a lot easier, and I just yawn like all day long. I feel like I'm literally always tired, but I think that's just like a normal pregnancy thing that probably everyone experiences. But yeah, other than that, this pregnancy has honestly, I think, been super, super easy. I'm very, very grateful for the symptoms that I do have. I know that it all means I'm creating my beautiful baby boy, and I am so excited to meet him. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. I hope that this video was helpful, or even just to give you a little idea of what some of the symptoms can, be in your 2nd trimester. And I will be sure to film a 3rd trimester video as well. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.